Good evening, everybody. My name is Gary. We're going to be playing some jazz tonight. JollyRogerUkulele.com is the website. You should rush over there and grab this evening's music and check out the schedule for other things we got going on. And it is a lovely evening here in beautiful downtown Denver, Colorado. It's actually a crummy evening. The clouds have moved in. It's supposed to be cold for the next week. We're all very disappointed. That's how we do it, right? You know, it's springtime, so it's be like, oh, well, it's supposed to be over. And winter's supposed to be over. And, of course, we're a long way from it being over. But we had a couple of warm days, and all of a sudden we feel put out when there's clouds in the sky. So it's an okay night here. We are in the process of going through a ton of jazz tunes. We're playing everything, still trying to get through the current list before I load up a few more tunes for everybody. All right, so that's posted on the site. Let me make sure that the link is working properly. And then usually first few people in let me know if the sound is good, and we all sit down and we push the level of playing as high as we can get it. Tonight we have some really nice tunes that we're going to work on. Let me go get the list up. I know Lavion Rose is on there. I've been working on Harlem Nocturne here. Trying to think of what else we got going on. Scroll down. Girl from Ipanema, Fly Me to the Moon. That's a huge crowd favorite. Blue Moon, maybe Beyond the Sea, maybe As Time Goes By, maybe All of Me. And we're going to get all the way back up to the top over the next couple weeks, and then we'll add some new pieces in. I throw too much music at people, I'm afraid, sometimes. So, all right, let me go tweet this. HTJazz, https:// JollyRogerUkulele.com, and that pops up, and then I add our little graphic onto the top, and I hit tweet, and there we go, and close Twitter out, and we got everybody's already loaded in here. Vic is here. Sound is good. Sunny and windy up in Eugene. Sunny, windy. Today we have been just drizzly, not drizzly yet, but just kind of cold and crummy. Laurel local in, she said, orchestra time. Yes. Yeah, Michael is in. Hey, Michael. Sandy in from Michigan. Good to see you, Miss Sandy. Linda, beautiful day up in Vancouver. She says, I sound good. Sound is good. Patricia is in. Hello, Patricia. Annie is here today. Mary Ann Cipher up in Michigan is here. Critter in from Utah. Elizabeth in from Tunes. Good evening, Elizabeth. Jacqueline is in. Rita is in from Illinois. Hey, Rita. And never too much music. It's always fun, right? And even when we play terrible. And my goodness, you got to play terrible once in a while so you know when you're playing well, right? That's you can't know what stuff has been erased unless you've drawn something in the first place. So yeah, we got to make a mess of things once in a while so that we can watch ourselves get better. Janice in from Australia. Good evening. So, hopefully Mary's hanging out there. Diane seems a slight delay in your computer. What's fascinating is today, all day today, the delay between my screen and your screen, because with this new software, I can see when I say something and versus when it shows up over here on this other screen, and the delay is incredible. Like when I'm talking right now, it's almost a full minute before it shows up on my screen, and I'm assuming that that's when it's showing up on your screens as well. So yeah, far apart. And I guess it gives me time to, if a curse word slips out of my mouth, I can hit end stream real fast, and I have a tendency to let things like that happen, and I try very hard not to. Let's see. Linda made it in. Hey, Jeanette, in from Smithers, Vancouver. Smithers, which is north of Vancouver, up in Canada. Good to have you again, Jeanette. Evelyn is in. Happy Monday evening to you. Linda in from Evelyn's in Ecuador, guys. Linda is in from Hawaii. People in from all over everywhere. So as people finish filtering in, we'll say hi to them as we have a chance. Let's go ahead and get started. And I believe, if I am not mistaken, our first tune tonight is Lavion Rose. We're going to continue our way up the list. So if you'll grab Lavion Rose, and in a little bit, maybe in 10-15 minutes, will remind me, guys. I want to make sure that everybody knows they should have gotten an email making plans for the future. Got a lot of things going on right now, a lot of things in flux, and I want to just make sure you guys can take advantage of those things that make sense to you. Pauline, welcome in from Northern California. Jasmine in from local here. We are playing Lavion Rose, you guys. I want to play it on ukulele first, and we play down through 24, come back up and play it a second time through. Basically, it's just a 24 measure song, but we play it a couple of times through. Once theoretically, right? One time in English and one time in French. And I'm going to turn on my light here, which will cause an orange glare on your screen. And I guess not too bad, huh? All right, so let me get, for some reason this computer has felt very awkward all day today. I don't know why I have to have it pointed over there. I did something earlier today that messed up the thing. All right, you can see more or less what I'm doing there. Okay, now hopefully you're not watching me. Hopefully you're watching your own fingers. Let's play Lavion Rose. On ukulele, baritones, grab whatever chords you can, and let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn around, go. about that as an arrangement? Are we playing it well? That's a home run, man. Everything about that is just right. A little bit hard to play, not as near as hard as some of the other things we're trying to get done this week, at least this month, and just really rather a song that you probably don't have to do it note for. I mean, you don't have to worry overly much about the tempo and pacing. You know, just sort of just sit down and knock it out, and play it as slow as you need to. You know, who cares? Well, all right, Lavion Rose, Baritone. Lavion Rose, Baritone. Let's give it a try. Terry made it in. Hey, Terry. Running a little late. That's all right. Warren, also in from Australia. Hi, Gary, and all in the chat. Finally managed to catch a live stream. Yay! I know a lot of you guys that end up having, because you live places where it's just not convenient. I get it, right? You know, and so please do take advantage of these recordings. YouTube is amazing. It just magically saves it there. I don't have to do anything with them, and at least that gives you a chance to stop in. And if you can't make the live session, come listen to the repeat. You know, if you're bored one afternoon, you're like, gosh, I need some ukulele. Just go grab any video. Right? And play along with it. Let's see. Barbara, good evening. Good to see you. Linda says, lovely. That was really nice. Thank you, Warren. You guys are making it great. Metzger, I didn't see you earlier, Red. Red's getting a spring today. Linda's in. Amy, the F7 on 13 kills me every time. You know, that shape there, it's just a little bit of like, oh man. yeah it's definitely feels out of place. And once you hit it, once you get everything on there correctly, you're like, oh yeah, that's exactly right. But it is definitely a killer. We have the same problem. The guitar's a different key, but every time I hit that, I don't think I've ever played it right once on guitar. All right, that's a favorite. Jacqueline says, yeah, that's one of my favorites. Yeah. Really, it's a gorgeous piece of music. All right, guys, let's try the baritone version of it, and this ought to probably sell baritones, right? This is beautiful on baritone. Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Give it a little bit of one of these deals to get that wah 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 feeling. Beautiful, nice little arrangement there. Probably a piece of probably two pieces of paper you could just put in the front of your book and play it forever. What you just heard was a really good example of why Gary needs to change his strings more often. Brutal sound. All right, let's see. Next, let's talk Harlem Nocturne. We're probably going to not play this as written, probably, guys. If you took any effort to run through this thing is brutal. And so we'll talk Harlem Nocturne here for just a little bit. And then we'll talk about, I got a couple emails this week that I thought were pretty interesting, just to share with you, sort of make sure your brain is in the right place on some of this stuff. Harlem Nocturne is one of those tunes where you don't know it, but it's one of those songs you know, right? You don't know where you've heard about it or how you ended up knowing it, but once you hear the tune, you're like, oh yeah, I think I've heard that somewhere before. And it's, they put it in movies and stuff, and so you hear it. Another one that you guys will be getting this week is called, or maybe hopefully this week, I got it done, I just can't play it yet. It's called Nature Boy, and it's another one of these tunes that you've heard. You know the tune, you just don't know where you have heard it from. And I was watching Resident Alien. We decided we would watch that show, and so there's about halfway through the series, his wife returns, and she sings this song to him in the cabin, and she doesn't know that her husband has been taken over by an alien, so she's singing this love song to him, and I'm like, man, that song seems really familiar. Well, it's Nature Boy, and I've actually been working on it last couple weeks. And so it's one of those songs where you've heard it and you just don't know where, and that sort of thing is one of these songs. Now, when it comes to jazz, however, you guys have to remember, and this was an email I got. A couple of you sent me similar emails this week. I'm really struggling with this jazz stuff, so please know what you're doing. If you go to a jazz club, what have they got? They got at least 3 guys, right? Whatever, and jazz trio, jazz combo, 2, 3, 4 guys, and they're all playing their hearts out, and they all have college educations. They've all studied music since they were 4, and they are working as a team to do a song like this. I am giving you 2 sheets of paper and a ukulele to do the same thing. It's not a fair deal at all. And so one of the things for you to give yourself a little credit for is, if you can't play some of this stuff, that's perfectly fine. It's super crazy difficult, and if you watch me trying to play, you're gonna know I'm struggling. And so if you're not struggling, then something's up, right? So give yourself a chance to struggle on this stuff. It is super hard. The second thing is, and doesn't go unnoticed, when I'm playing here, I'm always playing tough uke, because I feel like that's what some of you need to hear and what I want you ultimately to be able to do. But the truth is, for a lot of this stuff, it would make a whole lot more sense for you to go find a friend. And your job would be to play melody, and their job would be to play the chords. And then you would have a much more full sound anyway, and it would be a fun thing to work on together with somebody else. So when you get to a song and you're really fighting it, skip the tough uke, go back just to playing melody, get the melody on. We're gonna play this both ways tonight, just so you get a sense of how beautiful this melody is, and then how it kind of gets messed up when you start trying to do the tough uke, because it's just so much work. And so just be cool about not being a hero here, right? When you get to a super complex song like this, play the melody, right? Learn the chords. Maybe go through put yourself on video, right? Not video. Use one of those free recording programs like Audacity. Go through, play the melody, and then go through and add your chords in, and then listen to it. That turns out to be super hard to do, but it's something to try. Let's see what's going on here. let's see. Oh, hey, Deb, welcome in. Looking forward to the challenge of this one. Oh, yeah, good. Can't wait for Satin Doll. Satin Doll's coming. Yep, there. That list is going to happen, guys. I'm just. I figured we had enough for this week that I didn't need to rush around and get you something new. But all that stuff's coming. It really is. I have to be able to sort of play it before I give it to you. Let's talk melody. We're going to talk melody. We're going to play the melody. Okay. Don't play the tough uke. Play the melody. If you're on chords, if you're baritones, give us the chords as best you can. You guys have probably figured out on baritone, and you're like, I don't know what any of these chords are, right? That's what they have an app for that now. Let's give it a try. Just the melody. You'll see how beautiful this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, the top. Oh, sorry. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Page 2. Sorry. Where is it? And go back up to measure 9. Ready, play. Okay, measure 19, go. Rest. Okay, now let's talk about that. Okay, you watch me struggling like crazy. You probably struggle a little bit. Just playing the melody and nothing else. This is a crazy hard piece to play, right? It's not a melody that makes any sense. It doesn't follow any of our rules. You can play Home on the Range until you turn purple, and still, it's not going to help you out a ton when it comes to a melody like this. incredibly complex melody all over the place. If you just play that, you've got your hands full. So then when we come in and we say, well, we usually play tough uke, so I'll play tough uke. There's a high chance of you just being like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't think I belong there. Of course you belong here. You wouldn't have ended up here on accident, right? Accept that we are working on music that's not going to just jump onto your hands. And a song that's this complex, I know most of you guys are like, you know what, my brain isn't good at memorizing stuff. All of our brains are not good at memorizing stuff. But a song this complex you're probably going to be stuck with playing this. If you're like, you know what, I love everything about this tune, I'm going to really make this into something, you're probably going to be talking about, all right, I need to memorize the first two measures, and then I'll come back tomorrow and I'll memorize the next two measures and that sort of thing to get it really smooth and beautiful. Because honestly, top-level professional players would be able to turn this into something, but amateurs really are not expected to play music like this at this high level. And if you did find somebody playing this, it almost certainly would be in a jazz club with guys who knew exactly what they were doing and had been doing it for many years. And there was a group of them. So patience with yourself. Allow yourself some failure here. It's okay if you can't play stuff like this. It's okay. All right, here we go. Linda made it in. Hey, good to see you, Linda. All right, from the top, any way you want to play it, and I'm going to play the tough. I'm going to work on playing the tough uke. Give me lots of leeway here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that a cool chord? Okay, keep going. 3. Back to the top. Okay, and then we get to this 6, 7, 8 business with your other pinky on 8. Oops. Page 2. 3, 4, 5. Isn't this weird? 7, 8, 9. Back to 9. Go. 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. Phew. And then here. And then to go. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on there. Probably just showing up on Monday nights hoping to play that isn't going to happen, right? And so just be patient with yourself. I think that's one of the great jazz pieces ever. I mean, it's just simply out of control, all those crazy notes that are on there. And still the whole song works. The whole thing makes no sense whatsoever, and yet it works. And I want to play through the baritone one time, and that way those of you with ukuleles can see how many chords you know on this. I just pulled up Hark the Herald. You know, that'd be way better to play Hark the Herald than Harlem Nocturne. Harlem Nocturne. Where's my baritone version? It's ended up in the wrong folder somehow. I don't have it at all. I'll just play the ukulele chords. Dun 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 dun. I did do exactly the same thing on that one too, didn't I? Harlem Nocturne baritone. Why don't I have that in my book? Patience Grasshopper. And yeah, it's all the same. All right. Let's play the baritone version of it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. This gets me every time. There it is. 6, 7, 8, 8, 8. nope, 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 nope. 6, 7, 8, 8. Alright, so whole lot of work there. One of the hardest songs that I think I've ever played on ukulele, and probably one of the hardest songs you will ever likely play on ukulele. The only way to make songs harder than that is to speed them up, right? Yeah, that's a hard piece of music, and it's all every chord on there. There's one chord I'm kind of fussing with, but other than that, I think they all sound exactly like what they're supposed to sound like. So there you go. Whew. All right, Girl from Ipanema. Let's change things up a whole lot. Grab your ukulele, grab your Girl from Ipanema. Let's make this a happy time. All right. All right. Did you guys all leave? Or you're all like, no, that's it, I'm out. Let's see. Let's see. Like this could be a PSA. Friends don't let friends compose drunk. This is a PSA. In the event that you're thinking about taking up jazz ukulele, just know Harlem Nocturne's coming up, and you're out of your mind to try it. Warren is always very positive. Hey, Kat, welcome in. Very, very late. What? Tied up at work. Work, the worst. Linda, feels like Humphrey Bogart should walk in and I know, right? All right, and words. The words are great. Yeah, it's nice. It's honestly, pretty decent song. Girl from Ipanema. This is one of my faves. Turn directly to page 3, people. Go to measure 38. Okay. This entire song is completely playable. There's nothing in here that's really going to make your life sad. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, clear all the way up. You'll just be playing along. You'll be all happy with yourself, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm a jazz ukulele player. I am the next James Shimabukuro." James doesn't play that much jazz. He plays some jazz. He doesn't play that jazz, right? And you're just knocking it out, and everybody's happy, and they're all just rocking along. And then measure 38 shows up. Okay, measure 38. You have to memorize that chord. Okay, and it's a D flat 7 on the 9th fret. So you're going to go to 9 right there. Okay, you're going to put a 9 on the 2nd string. You're going to put a 10 on the 1st string. You're going to put 11 up on there. Okay, you can hit the open string on the top. It won't matter. All right, it's fine. You can even put a bar on it if you want. Okay, doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. Open or bar, either way. I'm going to put an open in because it's weirder. Okay, that is the moment in the song That is the moment in the song when she passes. He smiles. This is the moment that either love is going to happen or it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And when she passes, I smile. Twang. Okay, it has to be that twang. And you want to get all those notes clean. Plink. But she doesn't see. No, she just doesn't see. She doesn't see. And then we repeat the whole song. So when you get down here, 9, 10, and 11, the fermata, we take it seriously. This moment, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then, but she doesn't see, right? So give yourself, so make sure you get that one chord. I have a student working on this on guitar. When she says, I'm gonna play that. I'm like, okay, all right. We've been on it a month now or something. And now you know what we do when we start? Okay, you're gonna play Girl from Ipanema? Sure. Go to measure 38. Okay? Work on that for a while. Then we go back and play the song. So measure 38 is the whole song. It's the whole song. You play all this. If you don't get measure 38, you shouldn't even show up, right? Let the twang ring. Janice says she's learning to love the Nocturne. You ought to go listen to some YouTube versions of that by a legit jazz group, and you'll be like, oh, well, no wonder I can't play it on ukulele. That's really hard. All right. So I think I've made my message clear that you should be giving yourself a lot of slack on this stuff. A lot. Girl from Ipanema. Dun, da-dum, bum, bum. Ba-da-da-dum. So we're trying to, there's this thing called bossa nova rhythm. I don't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is, but the people who study this stuff know what it is. Just think of it as that first beat is pretty important. Bump, ba-dum, bum, bump, ba-da-da-da, bump, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, ba-dum. Right, so that first beat is pretty important in bossa nova. Okay, and then we bring in a ukulele, and you're just like, la-dee-da, right? Here we go. From the top, any way you want to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. This part. Let it ring. 3, 4, go. 2, 3, 4. Patience, waiting on you. Go. Isn't that weird? That's really the chord. Okay, and then go. patiently while everybody gets their chord on, and then go. And then go. Second ending. 47. How about that as a piece of music, huh? That's a fun piece. Honestly, if you can memorize that one moment at 38, if you can do that, the whole song's playable, right? It works pretty hard on your pinky. Beat your pinky up pretty good. But outside of that, makes a lot of sense. And yeah. Okay, and remember, as you're working on that, when like that's a good sign. Some of you that'll capture your imagination a little bit. Try to get the bossa nova feel. Bump, ba-dum, bump, bump, ba-da-da-dum. As I was playing it just now, I'm basically looking at the standard notation, going, how long is this note? How long is that note? How long is this other note? But if you get where you're playing it pretty well, you want to just get off the sheet music and just feel the rhythm in there, and it will come out better that way. It's really a fun little tune, and again, another world-class song. This is probably going to end up in our Songs from South America group that we're doing during the daytime, because it's just fun to play. And also, if you don't play the chords, it's really fun to play, right? It's really fun to slide up and down. Kat's in, Amy's in, Laura, Linda says, I like the 9-bar idea. Yeah, so if you get down that 9 and then 9, 10, and 11. Or just try a bar. That makes it into that ninth shape we've been talking a lot. Been seeing a lot of ninth chords roll through this stuff. You don't run into ninth chords in your regular everyday life. You run into them in jazz. And all they're doing is taking what should be a 7th chord and making it into a 9th chord, which is a modified 7th chord, and sticking that in there. And you just get an extra little bit of weirdness in there. And it really does make a lot of sense. And you are still maintaining the RME website. Oh, yeah, no, not really, Laurel. I'm meeting with Debbie here. We'll do it now. And I'll tell you what, Laurel, let me answer that at the end of this song, because I want to talk about a little bit about the future and about the orchestra and all that stuff. So let's play this, and then I'll answer your question, Laurel, because it's an important one. Thank you, Laurel. From the top, baritone version, ukulele players, do what you can with the chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. variations. Go. Yeah, I kind of like the bar. Go. To the top. Second ending. Then let it echo as long as you can. Dun 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 dun. Right, so, phew. That's again, that's another one of these songs out of this list that you could take and you could really spend some time on and turn it into something. So let me talk about a few things. One, we got through Lavion Rose, Harlem Nocturne, and Girl from Ipanema. Isn't that interesting? An hour worth of music, and we're covering 3 songs. So next week I'll try to put the afterburners on just a little bit. And come in prepared, right? Fly Me to the Moon, Blue Moon, Beyond the Sea, As Time Goes By, and All of Me. Maybe we'll cut out some of the repeats or something like that. But I do feel like certainly Lavion Rose and Girl from Ipanema are songs that hopefully you can get under your fingers. Both of those are really, really pretty and really, really nice tunes. Harlem Nocturne, like I'm saying, I personally Remember Me on the guitar as a solo piece was the hardest I think I've ever played. But this one, Harlem Nocturne, is definitely up there in terms of, oh man, that one's going to take some work. Let's talk about a couple of things. One, you should have gotten an email from me this morning, I think. So if you did not, that means that you it either went into your spam box, go check that first, or you're not in the Jolly Roger email system. So if there's no harm, no foul to go in and put your name in a second time if you did not get the email. But check your spam folder first. Usually that's where they end up. Spam or promotions is the one it ends up in Gmail. So if you go check in those and make sure that if you did not get the email, that's there. Several things on that I want you to be thinking about. This fall, this Monday night, through the summer and into the fall, this Monday night section is the section. So we will be having orchestra here in this time slot from now on. And so I would look at your calendar and I'd be like, you know what, I play in the Milky Way, or what are we calling it, the Orchestra of the Milky Way, or whatever. Or if you want to call it the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra, none of that matters, right? If you want it on your resume, I will certify that you're a member of our orchestra. That way you can get into, the prestigious club that you're trying to get into. So this Monday night session, this time slot will stay sacrosanct. I'm not letting sacrosanct, is that a word? It'll be sacred, this little time section here. So keep showing up here. Just make your schedule around this. The music we're playing now will be rearranged for large group when we get into the fall. And so the work you're doing now, it won't change keys or any of that. I mean, that stuff will still stay the same. What will happen is the parts will be made into multiple parts. Your part will end up being easier to play than the tough uke. But we crank up the speed when the whole orchestra gets together. I haven't worked out all the technical details on that, but what I do know is if you're in Denver, you'll have the choice of attending or being virtual. And of course, if you're outside of Denver, you will play virtually and we just won't be able to hear you, but you will get that experience of playing in a large orchestra. The nice part about that is theoretically then you go into your neighborhood as a ukulele expert and start your mission of creating your orchestra there. I would love to just have these orchestras just strewn across the world and then be a whole lot better than our orchestra. That's not going to happen, but it could happen, right? And so please be thinking about that. Second thing is this summer we will be doing lead sheet work, which will mean a lot of getting super good at melodies, getting where you're understanding how chords fit together, and then you will be creating your own tough uke arrangements. And obviously I've been giving you a ton of help on that, but I would like to get it where if you were given the tablature, just a straight line melody and the chords, that you could create better or more interesting arrangements than I do. And that's honestly completely within your wheelhouse if you're working at this level. Let's see, other things that are on my mind. Laurel asked, hey, are you still maintaining the RMUO website? At the moment, I haven't touched that site since we shut down. It's been a year since I touched that website. I'm going to meet with Debbie as soon as I get my second vaccine in, which is still a couple weeks away, and then probably a week or so after that, I will meet with her. My plan at the moment is to do exactly what I just told you, and we may just go ahead and scrub the RMUO website, rebuild it based on a new way of working, and at that point we would be talking about where's the best place to put the music so everybody can get to it. We will probably keep Jolly Roger separate as the teaching component, and then go take, instead of this Thursday night being Rocky Mountain or Milky Way Orchestra or whatever, we would turn it into just RMUO. So I haven't worked out all the details on that, but yeah, that's coming along. And let's see, what are other things that are on your mind for the fall? It'll be more jazz, and we'll toss in a few Christmas tunes. We won't toss those in till late. Also, if you are thinking, you know what, I'd like to do a small group, I'd like to own one of these jazz songs, and I want to reserve it for us, we'll still work on it here, but when it comes time, when we get to August or September, and you're like, you know what, I have 3 friends, we want to do Harlem Nocturne, that's going to be our song, please don't arrange it for a large group, and then I'm more than happy to give that off to small groups. And then the songs that aren't just stolen will end up becoming, I'll rearrange those for a large group. I will tell you one quick story. Years ago, a couple years ago, I don't know, it was either 100 years ago or 2 years ago, I've lost track of time, but I wrote all these moon songs. I had Paper Moon and Blue Moon and Fly Me in the Moon, and we came to orchestra, and I says, all right, I got all these moon songs. Anybody who needs a moon song for a small group, for a duet or a trio or whatever, let me know, and I will give you one of my arrangements, and then you won't have to do anything. You just sit down and play it. Not one group asked for any of my moon songs. Nobody. So I was like, well, screw you guys. I'm going to just keep them all myself. So we ended up doing them all here at last summer. So, but yeah, so people don't rush around and steal my stuff, which they should, which is crazy that they're not. But sometimes they want to do it themselves, which is also, we promote that heavily. And then for the way I'm thinking about this going forward is I absolutely want those of you guys that are not in Denver to feel like you absolutely are playing an important role in all of my decision making and all of the things we're doing. What we're trying to do, I'm not the only one who's come up with this system, right? I'm just the guy who's been the loudest and working on it the longest. There are a couple other guys in the planet, a couple, not very many, who have figured out this is the right way to do things. And we want more of that. We want more people to be coming in and saying, you know what? Are you telling me I could play Harlem Nocturne? If I work really, really hard, could I play that on a ukulele? Yeah, if you work really, really hard. We did, Betty's not here tonight, but she arranged Remember Me for a large group. We played it, kind of iffy. And then I arranged it for solo play, and it was really hard to play. Then it ended up in guitar, and it ended up all these other places, and harmonica, right? So once you get the basic thing together, then we turn this into this wonderful music experience for you. And then, guys, I'm pretty serious about this. You start getting it in your noggin wherever you are. If you're not here in Denver, even if you are here in Denver, and you're like, I'm sick of listening to Gary, I'm going to start my own thing. Go ahead, right? Call me up, I'll help you. But if you're somewhere else, you start by getting a couple of people together, or calling up the neighborhood rec center saying, hey, I'd like to teach some ukulele, and they're going to be excited about that. They want you there. Don't pay, make sure you get paid to do this stuff. But starting these little groups everywhere, there's lots of places you can go and strum and sing, and that's fine, or we want those groups as well, but there's almost no place where people can get together and play legitimate high-level instrumental music, and you guys are the ones who are leading the pack on that. I want you to call me up and say, I'm going to steal your entire series of this or that. I want to play all the cowboy songs with my friend. Just, you don't even need to call me. Send me an email, say, hey, my group's getting together, we're going to play all your cowboy songs. Do it, I will always be supportive of you doing that. So that's basically where we're at. I think that's what the email said. Be communicative with me what you need. If there's something you need to keep you moving forward, if it's interesting, I'm happy to help, right? And so again, I don't feel like I own this. This system was invented by lute players 350 years ago, 400 years ago. We're just piggyback offing what they started, and it works. It's wonderful, and you can play anything you want with it. So there we go. That is what I want you to mull around in your noggin. Keep this Monday night clear. Eventually you start your own group, and then you don't need to keep this Monday night clear. But until then, you're showing up here, and we're going to keep everybody involved and moving forward. I want you to be a way better ukulele player than I am. I want you to be a better composer, arranger, conductor, whatever it is you want to be, and I want to help you get there. I'm going back to school. Most of you already know this, in the fall, and so the daytime stuff will have to get adjusted to afternoon or evening. I'm not sure what that looks like yet. I got to take a quiz on Friday, and then I'll be able to sign up for classes, and then I will know what the fall looks like for us in terms of schedule. But I'm going to keep all this stuff going. I'm keeping all these balls in the air. I'm doing, C+ work, I hope, and that will mean that hopefully I'm getting smarter and better at what I'm doing to make better stuff for you guys. So that's it. That's my little speech. Hope you guys had a good session tonight. I know this music's hard. Don't let it beat you. Okay? Simplify. You do not have to play tough uke all the time. You can definitely play melody. If you didn't know some of your chords as you were accompanying me on the baritone, go find out what those chords are. That's a good activity for a high-level ukulele player. Go find your chords. Okay? Remember when you had to look up what a G chord was? Let's see. Linda said, great session tonight. I love the songs we are playing. Thanks again. These songs are all world class. There's not one turkey in here, right? Some of them are hard to play, but they're all world class. You would do yourself a huge favor by just learning them all, right? All right, Michael, question. Which of the ukulele voices has the broadest range? Ukulele voice. Low G and baritone have the same total range. Obviously, they're 5 half steps apart, but low G and baritone have the broadest range. So that fits, you can fit songs in those. If I, in a perfect world, ukulele would, all ukuleles would be low G because then I'd have more options with arranging. But since that's not the case, it's actually very fun with high G ukulele to figure out what fits on there. As Harlem Nocturne goes right off the top, so I did have to make one octave adjustment in the middle of that song, and hopefully I've disguised it enough where it doesn't really jar you when you get there. But high G ukulele has about an octave and a half, and baritone and low G ukulele have a full 2 octave range. I will let you know that a harmonica, this guy, has a bigger range than a high G ukulele. Right? So range in and of itself does play a role in what you can fit onto there. But low G and baritone have equally broad ranges. I think I know what you're asking there, Michael. Vic, thanks for including us in your future plans. You don't need to thank me. That's my expectation, right? You guys didn't spend this last year with me on accident, right? You meant to get better, and so I need to continue that progress. Help you, right? Hopefully. All right. Then Warren's like, yeah, whatever. I heard your story. Thanks, Warren. Appreciate it. Elizabeth, will harmonicas be in the orchestra with us? I don't know yet. Probably. You know how I am. We put kazoos in. I told you guys the story before. A few years back, I put a kazoo in, and then and nobody liked it. And so the next semester, because nobody liked it, I put in 3 kazoos. And then the next semester, everybody wanted a kazoo, and I had to put a moratorium on kazoos. So I don't know. We'll probably do something with a harmonica. That'd be fun. Janice, fabulous plans. Thank you for such a generous. Oh, it's. You're welcome, Janice. Thanks for being here. Thank you for showing up from Australia. That's, to me, still. I mean, we have Janice during the daytime. She shows up from Scotland religiously, and we have Janice at nighttime who shows up from Australia. It's so exciting that we can get people all around the world together. Evelyn showing up from Ecuador. I mean, a lot of you guys are in Canada. It's crazy. So exciting. Thanks, Evelyn. Have a great night. Kat, all sounds great. So happy to be part of it. So happy you're here. Yeah, we have people from Texas. Come on. Good to see you, Kat. Patricia, you're welcome. It was fun. Jasmine, you bet. Deb, looking forward to RMOU this fall. I am looking forward to, well, going to have all these health rules, of course, but other than that, I'm looking forward to it. Barbara, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Jeanette, another great evening. Thanks so much. You're welcome, Jeanette. Annie, great music. See you next week. Jacqueline, A+. Sweet. Oh yeah, push the thumbs up button so I get a free puppy out of it. Thanks again for a great evening. It's never a dull moment with us, right? I remember when I started this on a lark. I thought it would be fun. Now it's all like, oh, gotta be serious about it. Critter, good to see ya. Carrie, that's fun. Thanks, Carrie. Great. Yep, that's what's going on. Thanks, Carrie. Good to see you. Michael, yep, thank you. Good. Answered your question. Red, I'm funny. You're funny. Your face is funny. Rita, thanks for including those of us from afar. I'm so excited you guys are joining us from afar. I think that's the most exciting thing we have going on, period. Yvonne, thanks, Gary. Staying with RMU. Appreciate your guidance. Yeah, hang on to the RMUO stuff, guys. It's exciting what we've got started, and we have such big plans. I just want you all to be a part of it. Amy, we're on the way to world. We are on the way. Come on, we've already dominated the world, haven't we? Have we dominated the world yet? I got to get more subscribers to YouTube. That's what I got to do, and then we'll have dominated. I don't know how to do that. I got to advertise. That's the problem with that. So just RMUO mass on the... Yeah, right. RMUO mass with the Milky Way on it. What we need, how do we combine it? I don't know. We'll figure out a way to combine the two. That's funny, Elizabeth. All right, guys. Long talk, little playing. Go forth. Keep working on this stuff. I will see you next week. Like I said, I've got a few more pieces to post. I'm still learning to play them and making sure that they are playable. This jazz stuff doesn't just fall out of the computer, and my computer's been shutting down on me a lot, which is another entertaining thing that I'm dealing with. So I will see all of you next week. Go forth, make ukulele, spread the ukulele love far and wide, and I will see all of you next Monday. Guys, during the daytime, we're studying Spanish music. So stuff from Spain, stuff from Latin America, stuff from South America, and it's gonna be awesome. So make sure you're picking up those sheets, and yeah, that's it. And also tell your friends who want to learn how to play ukulele, just come and go down the baritone and ukulele tab, and just take lessons 1 through 30, and they will be able to play with you. So have a great night, you guys. I'm gonna pull the plug.